Hey guys, welcome to my first vlog. The vlog is called Where To. I will give you tips and tricks how to travel combined with surfing in the southern part of Europe, means Atlantic coast, France, Spain. In this episode 1 I will give you tips how to travel with your board, where to go, how to go, and yeah, let's start. I hope you enjoyed it the first time. Don't rate me too bad. If you like it, please give me a thumb up. When you want to go for surfing the first time and you never surfed before, means you are an absolute beginner. Which possibilities are there? There are possibilities like you can go to Belgium, to the Netherlands, but okay, people from the Netherlands and Belgium, I like your countries, but you know your waves aren't always perfect. So let's say you can surf in there, but it's like kind of messy waves. It's not super clean. It's okay for the first days to learn, but to improve it's better to go down to France. Super clean, super good waves, but it's also pretty crowded down there because at the moment there's a big hype about surfing. Surfing, you can see it in every commercial on TV, you can see it in the commercial and magazines, everywhere surfing, so the water is getting more and more crowded. But you have just one possibility in Europe to surf. It's the Atlantic coast. The Atlantic means France, Spain, Portugal. Let's talk about France. If you go down there, it's a pretty far, long way to go down there. You have to go, for example, I'm from Germany, or if you're from the Netherlands, you have to go down through Belgium, the whole France country. It's pretty big, it's like 1,200 kilometers. You have the possibility to go there by car. That is what I recommend you, because once you're in France, you have the chance to travel around with your van, with your car, go from surf spot to see some culture things, to see different beaches. If you go down there by bus or by train, it's kind of cheaper, for sure, it's good. First time I went down there, I went there by my car. Means a surfboard in the back, luggage, everything, not a lot of space. Me and my girlfriend, we went down there and looked for hostels. We looked for surf schools where to stay for a night. There are a lot of hostels, and it's like 25 euros, $25 a day. But you have to think, if you go to a hostel or to a hotel which is close to the beach where you can stay, you are not the only one. Means there are a lot of people in that hostel, maybe there are different hostels just around the corner, and the beach is always packed and crowded by surfers. If you're an absolute beginner, go down there, go to a surf school and spend some money to did your first surf lessons. Because if you try to surf by yourself, you can do it. I did it by myself, but you need a longer time to improve. If you go to a surf school in the first week, you learn so much, and the surf teacher is looking for you and he's helping you, he's telling you, oh, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that right, do it like that, and it's so much improvement in a so far short time. If you go down there, it's pretty expensive because it's not only the price for the gas stations, you have to pay some toll at the French highway. Means if you go by a regular car up to 2 meters high, you have to pay for the whole route up from Belgium down absolutely to the south of France next to Bordeaux. You have to pay about 90 to 100 euro. So it's a lot. You have the possibility to go down that way with the whole toll. It's the fastest way, but there's also a way you can do. You can go over Belgium to Paris. From Paris you can go the route nationale. That's the old highway, and you don't have to pay for it. You just have to pay the part from Belgium to Paris. And if you do the route nationale, you will come out at Bordeaux in the south, and you're almost there where you need to be. So it means you can save about $40. And yes, if you do the route nationale, it's the way I do it. It's a little bit takes a little bit longer, but you can save the $30–40 and you have a nice view. It's a nice landscape. You go through Cognac to Champagne. It's called the landscapes in there, and yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a long way. With my car, I have to pay for the diesel, and yeah, the toll. It's about $180, $200 each direction. If you don't want to spend the money all by yourself, look for someone who needs a lift. It means there are a lot of surfers in Europe, in Germany, in Belgium, in the Netherlands. They all want to go down there because it's the place to be. For example, in the summertime, many people go down there and they don't know how to get down there. I don't want to go by bus or by train, and so they look at BlaBlaCar or at Facebook. There are some surf groups where they put in some announcement that they drive down, and if they can come with you, so you can share the gas prices and you can share the toll prices. Should I buy my own surfboard if I'm a beginner, or should I rent one? That's a question I can't answer for you. You have to answer by yourself, because if you rent a surfboard for a day in places like France, you have to spend 15 to 20 euros a day for a surfboard. The good thing is they have soft top boards, which are pretty good for beginners. You can't hurt yourself because it's like foam on the top of the board. 20 euros a day means you're 7 days in there, so you have to pay 140 euros. It's a lot of money, but it's okay, you can rent it. So you can choose between the boards, which is the best for you, which is too small, too big. You can choose, you can swap it every day if you want to buy a new surfboard. For example, a new one or a second-hand one, you can buy it on eBay. You can get pretty good offers, but if you go down to France, there's surf shop after surf shop, so you can get there a lot better offers. And there are a lot of people which sell their old boards which are in a pretty good shape, so there's nothing and you pay just 150 euros. In Germany you pay almost always, yeah, maybe twice the price. Have a look. You also can get soft top boards second hand. Sometimes you get them for 80 euros. Means if you are 1 week there, to rent is 140 euros. If you buy one, it's an old board, but it's 80 euros, and to learn it's pretty good. So try by yourself what you want. You have to decide by yourself if you want to buy a board or not. If you go down there by van or by car, you have to look. In France it's not that easy to stay overnight to sleep, because in France they have hard defines. So it means they define you about 100 to 300 euros for a night if you park in the wrong place. So have a look. If you go down there, there are some places at the beach where you can stay overnight. There are signs which say, yeah, you can stay here 24 hours, maximum 48 hours. So look for that things. For the first thing to go down to France, I would recommend you a book. It's called Storm Rider Europe. You can find everything inside. It's for all the countries in Europe where you can surf, and it's pretty good. It's like it says where are the beaches. They tell you what you can find in the beaches. Is it a high tide spot, a low tide spot? Is it crowded? Is it dangerous? Are there rocks? Is it sand? So it's pretty good. Every good beach is inside that Storm Rider. That book almost every surfer has. Means the places you can find in here, they are good as they are described, but they're crowded and packed. So yes, I would recommend you at first to go down there where it's not that pretty crowded, because it's not in the Storm Rider. It's called Messange. Messange, you can see it here, Messange. It's a beach break. It's the first thing where I stop every time when I go down there. Most of the time I go to Spain, but the first stops are in France because the waves are pretty clean and it's nice beach breaks. It's Messange. You have a place to stay. It's close to the beach. Pretty big parking area. You can stay there 24 hours. And you can park there for free. There are toilets, there's a shower, and you just have to walk 100 meters to the beach. Pretty nice wave. It's not that crowded. It's crowded if you compare it to some places in the world, but it's not that crowded like the other parts in France. It's about 100 kilometers from Bordeaux. If you're in Bordeaux, you just have to go 100 kilometers more, and then you can do your first stop in Messange. Pretty nice place, relaxed, mellow vibes, pretty nice people. And there's a beach bar you can eat. That is the first thing I would recommend you. The second stop I would recommend you is Capbreton. Capbreton is it's next to Osgore, and You have a pretty nice place to stay, pretty close to the beach, the same with toilets, with a shower. You have to walk about 50 meters just over the dunes and you're at the beach and you can surf there pretty good. It's a lot more crowded than Messange, but it's a pretty nice place. You have pretty cool restaurants and bars. There's a whole surf vibe in that town, and close to it it's Osgore. It's a super crowded place. You can go there for surfing, but it's pretty crowded. I wouldn't recommend it for surfing for beginners. Intermediates, yes, but beginners not, because it's just like a big traffic jam on the water. In Osgore there's the biggest outlet center in Europe for surf and snowboard things. Means all the big brands from Hurley, from O'Neill, from Rip Curl, everything is in that small town of the outlet center, and you can buy everything pretty cheap. Some, have a look, like every time in the outlet centers, some things are normal priced and some things are pretty cheap. Look for the offers. You can get a good deal in there. Next thing I would recommend is Biarritz. It's a pretty nice town. It's the first beach which is not just a long stretch beach. It's like more smaller beaches, and there's a coast in the back. It's pretty nice landscape. It's a pretty old town with big buildings, and there's some kind of nightlife, and it's expensive like everywhere in France, but for beginners it's okay. It's pretty crowded as well, but it has a nice flair, nice atmosphere in there. You can also sleep there in your van. There are some places to park. It says it's not allowed for camper vans, but everyone is sleeping there, and when everyone is sleeping there, just look. Are there other surfers sleeping in the night? Go there, then nothing will happen, because they tolerate you in some way. It's Biarritz has two coastlines, Biarritz has two beaches. One beach, if you look to the sea, is on the right. It's more for the intermediates. It's a little bit bigger and steeper wave, pretty nice to surf, crowded with some locals. Don't drop them in, then you can have a happy surf. But the other side is the Côte Basque. It's pretty long beach, and it's pretty nice place. You can have some drinks in some bars and restaurants. You can park just in front of that beach, and yeah, you can surf there in a pretty crowded place. But if you paddle all the way out, you can be one of the first who has the wave. So the rules say the first who has it, he surfs it. Or you can be the beginner just in the front and do some whitewater or improvement. It's a pretty nice place to stay. And there are also hostels, there are also hotels and camping sites. You have everything in Biarritz what you need. From Biarritz to the border of Spain, there is a place called Hendaye. And Hendaye is also a pretty crowded place, but super clean waves. If there's a bigger swell, go to Hendaye. It's pretty nice in there. You can park just in front of the beach. You can surf there. There are a lot of bars, restaurants and cafes. So everything you need is in there, and you will have a lot of fun in that surf. But to stay in there with your van, it's not that easy, because there's not a place where you can park overnight. So you have to take your van or your car every night and go a little bit further out of the city and look for a place to sleep. In between Biarritz and Hendaye, there are a lot of different surf spots I could recommend, but only if you are an intermediate, not a beginner. The beginner, go to the bigger places where there's a lot of white water, and also other beginners. If you see other beginners in the water, it means it's safe in here. You can go there. If you see a surf school, everything is fine. Go next to them, try to improve. But if you're an intermediate, you can go to other surf spots. Means from Biarritz to Hendaye, there are a lot of surf spots. If you have a car, go just the coastline and have a look. Maybe you can find something in the Storm Rider, but there are also some small beaches which aren't explained in the Storm Rider. You just have to go to coastlines. There are small pretty towns like Bidart, Saint-Jean-de-Luz, and a lot of small beaches which are not that crowded and have super glassy clean waves. So when to go, winter or summertime? If you want the bigger waves, go down there in the winter time, because in the winter time you have pretty big waves. Sometimes they are up to 3, 4, 5 meters, depends on the spot where you go. Pretty hard. Sometimes barreling and a strong wind is blowing. Take your jacket, and in the night it can be cold, like 0 degrees, so it's not that nice to get into your wetsuit in the morning when it's pretty cold. But it's a nice surf and it's not that crowded. If you want a smaller waves, go in the summertime. there can be bigger waves as well. So last week I've been there were waves like 4 meters. It's regularly not like that, but sometimes it can be. But normally they are small and pretty relaxed, chilled waves. It's sunny most of the time. Sometimes it can be rainy or it can switch 2 times a day because it's the north coast. In the summertime it's more warm. You will have more fun, and smaller waves can also be fun. It depends what you need. So all around the year you can go down there, and every time you will find different conditions. But all the year you need a wetsuit. In the summertime a 3-2 wetsuit is absolutely enough. Some just surf in surf shorts, some surf just in board shorts, and I also do it, but if you are longer in the water it can be cold. In the winter time you need a 5-4 wetsuit. It's recommended. So everywhere you go, look where you have places to stay, where you can sleep for the night, if there are toilets or not. It's not that easy. If you're a man it's easier for you to go somewhere to a tree, but if you're traveling with a girl or you are a girl, it's not that easy to take the trees. Just have a look, and most of the time where some toilets are and some showers are in a big place to park, you can stay. Every time you go down there, check the forecast. The forecast is, there are some different pages in the web. I always look at Wind Guru or like Magic Seaweed. I check different surf forecasts. So some beaches are more like for the smaller swell, some beaches are more for the bigger swell. Have a look at Magic Seaweed. They explain everything to you. If you go for a spot in Magic Seaweed, they say it's a spot like sand, bottom, are there rocks, is there a strong current, everything is written in there. Just have a look, it's super easy and it's a lot of information. So every time you go surfing, check the surf rules, because it means surfing is pretty dangerous, and if you get hit by a board from someone else or you hit someone, it can be pretty dangerous, and you don't want that on your holiday. The surf rules you can find on Google or YouTube. There are a lot of videos which explain it pretty good, and just have a look in there. Go surfing in France, for example, the French surfers can be pretty aggressive, so just act like the surf rules say. Everything is okay. Sometimes they're assholes, sometimes they are nice, but don't catch every wave. Just give them a few and you take one and everything will be fine. Most of the time the surf is the best in the very, very early morning. Means like the sun is rising at 6 o'clock. Be out there at 6 o'clock, because then there is no wind most of the time. It's pretty glassy, and you have super awesome surf. Most of the time there are just a few people in the water at that time, because they are all too lazy to get up pretty early. So if there's a crowded spot and the whole day there are more than 100 persons in the water, in the morning you will just have 5 or 6 and you will have an awesome surf. The thing is, in the evening can be the same. It's normally the wind drops a little bit, means it is more glassy, but it's also crowded. My preferences are the morning surf and the evening surf. When the swell is good, I can't stay out of the water, I have to go in the midday, but the first thing is in the morning and then in the evening. The third thing in the midday, it depends. So guys, that was my first vlog. It was the first episode of Where To. I just explained you some things about driving down, about some spots in France. The next episode will be about Spain, and I will give you more explanations about the spots. That was a little bit more about everything, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy it, please give me a thumb up and follow me. You can also follow me at Instagram. I have an Instagram account where I put all my photos I did on my vacations and journeys. So see you next time. Thank you for watching.